What is going on, Niner fans? How we doing? It is Super Bowl week. I'll be in Vegas tomorrow night. By the way, official. Your boy's about to be in Vegas tomorrow night. But, more importantly, the 49ers are in Vegas today. They're practicing today. And you know what? There's a big story going on with the 49ers and the Chiefs. It's already getting spicy. It's one day being in Vegas. Not even a whole day. And there's some controversy. We're going to talk about it. I can't even believe it. How is everybody doing today? It's not Super Bowl week without drama. It's not Super Bowl week without the stories. And the 49ers always have the juicy stories out of everybody. Like, this is the team that you would have expected to have juicy stories. So let's talk about it. I'm going to play the video. This is from Pat McAfee show. There was multiple reports this morning. And then Pat McAfee had Adam Schefter on his show today. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I'll play the clip. Basically, the field conditions for the 49ers, they're practicing at UNLV, outdoor stadium. Pride of UNLV. I almost wore my UNLV hat. I'm from I'm from Vegas. I went to UNLV, right? They've revamped that school, by the way. It's a great state-of-the-art college. If you live in Las Vegas, it's a good school. But anyways, their field conditions, they have a turf field. They had to lay grass over it, and it's not up to their standards. Kyle's bad, according to these reports. The field is like soddy. There's like seams coming out. It's not up to standard. The Chiefs, they get to play in the Raiders Stadium. We'll talk about it. Well, let me play the clip.
Have you seen this stuff about the San Francisco 49ers equipment crew potentially saying that the grass at the UNLV facility, which is beautiful. We've seen the photos of the new $230 million or $30-some million facility UNLV has. And the firmness of the natural grass is not exactly what the San Francisco 49ers want. And this was reported by Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports. And then there was another statement that came out basically from the NFL that was like, it's not a health and safety issue. It's simply a preference issue for the San Francisco 49ers. Is this all just a bunch of bullshit here, Super Bowl week? And do you think this is actually going to be an issue with the Niners and where they're practicing at all week?
Well, I can tell you, having spoken to various Niners people already, they don't seem particularly pleased. Now, they're going to be on the practice field for the first time today at noon Pacific, but there already have been complaints that there are seams in the practice field, that it feels like they're walking around on a sponge. I guess the NFL last week laid sod on top of the field turf, and this has nothing to do with UNLV. UNLV is kind of an innocent bystander in this. And the league has rules or bylaws or procedures that are set up that call for the Super Bowl practice fields to be checked out and mandated by December. And last week, they're laying the turf on there. Now, the league is saying it's not a player's safety health issue, not in violation, all those things. That's fine. I can tell you the Niners are not happy with the practice conditions of that field that the league is in charge of maintaining. And they feel like it's a disadvantage right now. That's my daughter.
Superstar! Superstar!
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, they're not happy about having to practice on this field. And so the Chiefs are practicing at the Raiders practice facility. Now, there are scores that are assigned to practice fields, and the average score should be in the mid to high 70s. And the Raiders practice field, where the Chiefs are practicing, is at an 80. And the Niners believe that their practice field, that the average score is in the 50s. So they feel like it's a hazard and a disadvantage. Now, they're going to step on the field today. We'll see what the players say, but they're not happy about where they're practicing. I can tell you that.
Wow. So that's pretty crazy. First off, let's not hate UNLV. Shout out to UNLV, my boys, my Rebels. It's not their fault. They got a beautiful stadium. It's just they didn't prepare. The NFL didn't prepare them. And to me, it's not fair. It's an advantage for the Chiefs. Absolutely. They get to practice inside. Now, there's ways that they select, who gets to practice where. I guess the Chiefs are the home team or whatever the case is. There's different reasons going on. I don't know all of them, but whatever the case is, it's just not fair. Like, I guess the Niners can, when they go today, they can say, oh, we don't like the field. We want to practice at the Raiders Stadium. But at the same time, the Chiefs are practicing there. To have two players, to have two teams practicing in the same stadium, logistically, it's crazy. And the thing is, right, even though the 49ers may be the road team this year, and they switch every year, it's just, I mean, it's hard to give everybody, fairness, but they should just see like a neutral site for both teams that are up to standard. You need to have these things set in place before the Super Bowl happens. Like this seems kind of last minute. They just put the sod down last week at UNLV, and it's unfortunate. And they get the inside stadium. It's not fair. I don't know. It is what it is. Like at the end of the day, 49ers can't use this as an excuse down the line or whatever the case is. But at the same time, like, you want to make sure you have the same advantage as the other team, the same opportunities as the other team. It's supposed to be a neutral site for both teams. There's no advantage, but that's where we stand, man. That is so crazy, man. And it's supposed to be raining at UNLV outdoors right now. It's raining out there. So they're going to be playing on a soddy field with the seams coming out, practicing on a field with the seams coming out when it's raining. It just, I don't know. NFL, man, do something. Make this better. Make this better. My man, they better take it slowly, man. This is outrageous, said Ted Beats. Christine says, first of all, I was pissed about the color of the jerseys. Now, bugging around with them practicing, it's crazy, man. Enrique says, go practice at a high school field. But the same thing, it sounds easy, but a high school doesn't have the same facilities, amenities. Like, you got to realize, like, the training centers aren't the same as a college, which aren't the same as a pro team, right? Like, I'm sure the Raiders have tremendous facility practice. I've been there. The stadium's amazing. The practice facility is great. Like, their equipment compared to UNLV is probably, night and day. And then UNLV compared to a high school is probably night and day. You see what I mean? So, yeah, you could say go to a high school field, but there's just the whole type of facility, everything that's provided compared to what the Chiefs are getting is just different. So they should give both teams a fair advantage is what I'm saying. But I don't know. I'm sure Kyle's pissed off. I'm sure Kyle's hot. I'm sure he's heated. Like, he came in hype yesterday. I heard some things that Kyle, they were supposed to have certain parties or whatever the case is. I don't want to give too much information, but he said, no, we're locked in. We're staying here. We're going to cancel dinner. He was supposed to go out last night with, and have a good time. Introduce, get into the Vegas, relax, kick your feet up, go have dinner and stuff. He said, no, we locked in. We are locked in. I got to cancel. We got game prep. We got film prep. Kyle Shanahan's locked in, and I'm sure he's pissed off today. Like, he should be mad. He should be mad that the fact of the matter is the Niners have to practice at a UNLV practice field, college, where the Chiefs are practicing on a state-of-the-art Vegas Raiders field. Like, it's a disadvantage. Whether you want to say it's an excuse or not, or whatever, or the Niners are being the 49ers, because people are going to say that. It is legit. It's a legit disadvantage for the 49ers. So, yeah, April says they switch off home teams every year. I don't know. Yeah, I guess last year the NFC was the home team, and this year the 49ers are now the road team because the NFC is the road team. But still, regardless if you switch off as the home team or not, it's just not fair. Because imagine if this happened to the Chiefs. Imagine if this was Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying, if it was the Chiefs, they would say, oh, no, we can't have Patrick Mahomes practice on a field with the seams coming off. Hold up. Let me call Goddell. Yo, boom, swoop, and they're going to transport a practice facility for Patrick Mahomes. Are you kidding me? If this happened to the Chiefs, it'd be fixed like that. 49ers are hated across the media. That's my opinion. That's my take. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a homer. I just feel like if the 49ers are having this issue, it's like, whatever. It's 49ers, figure it out. You guys are number one seed. You guys are good. You guys are physical. If it's the Chiefs, it's like, oh, sorry, Patrick. Sorry. Let's fix it for you, my guy. That's just my take. That's my take. Mahomes would be crying a river, 100%. So what are the options that the 49ers have? That's a good question. So they have 3 options. Let me pull up the article right now. So they do have a couple options. Let's see. Let me see. Let me pull this article up. They have a few. So the first option is they can just say, screw it and practice there, right? Practice there. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Okay. They're going to have a walkthrough today, right? They're going to have a walkthrough at noon, which was reported. The first option is they could just keep it the way it is, right? Keep it the way it is. Or they can ask them to reset the stadium field. So they could just say, hey, we don't like it. We can reset it. Just do it all over again. Make sure it's better. And according to the reports, is they'd be able to have it set for when they practice on Wednesday, which it seems rushed. This is Monday. Practice is Wednesday. You really think they're going to do a pristine job in a day, 24 hours to get you ready by practice? That's kind of what if they set it down and it's still not good, right? So it's A, you stay with what you have. B, replace it with new, grass, because that's what that's what the Raiders do. They have like a state-of-the-art stadium where they can just roll out grass everywhere and put it on top of the field. They can do that, or they can go and try to get the NFL to allow them to practice at the Raider Stadium where the Chiefs are practicing. Now, that sounds like the simple fix, but it's not really that simple, in my opinion, because, okay, the Chiefs are practicing there. They have a certain time. They have their routine. Now you have to wait for them to finish practice. Now you got to wait on them, and you don't want to be in the same facility when they're practicing because there's, the honor code. You can't be looking at their stuff. You don't want to be getting looked at your stuff, Spygate, remember? So the logistics are tough. Like two teams practicing in the same facility, you have to wait until they're done. You have to give them their respect. They have to wait till you're done. Once you're in the facility, that's your place. When they're in the facility, that's their place. So the logistics to me is tough. That to me is probably the best option. Let both teams practice in the same facility. But again, logistically, in a short week, it is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? It is a little bit of an inconvenience, right? Yeah, T-Money. They might set up a camera. You never know. You never know. I'm not saying people are going to cheat. I'm just saying you never know. It definitely isn't extreme, but you never know. My man, the Sentinel Football says the NFL's throwing obstacles at the Niners to sabotage them. I mean, it seems like that. I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure that this wasn't like, something they did on purpose. Obviously, you don't expect to have the stadium to be, the practice field to be all nasty and stuff, right? You thought you're coming in, stadium's gonna be good. The practice field's gonna be nice. Everything's good, but Niners have a certain standard of how they want to do it. And you're right. You know what? Right now, you need to make sure that you're putting that standard up. That you don't want to settle for less. It's a Super Bowl week, man. They should have everything the way it needs to be done for both teams. Treat both teams with the same equal fairness and opportunities is my take. So Chuck says this is BS. This will be fuel to the fire. At the end of the day, yeah, maybe use it as motivation. But you still got to make sure your practice feels nice. You don't want to be practicing on a field that's like popping up and it feels like a sponge. That's just weird to me. Because imagine you're practicing on this during the week. You go into Vegas and in the stadium, Allegiant Stadium, and it just feels your footing's not right. The Chiefs are getting to practice where they are going to play on Sunday. That is the biggest takeaway here is the Chiefs practice where they're going to play. Like they're going to be used to playing on this field. And they've played the Raiders before. So, they've been in Allegiant Stadium before. I know the Niners have, but the Chiefs play them a little bit more frequently. Although they just moved there last year. The 49ers did get to play a game there. So experience-wise, they probably have the same amount of game experience in Allegiant. But practicing this week, that is an advantage the Chiefs will have, being able to practice on the same field conditions that they will be playing in on Sunday. So, 49ers versus everyone is true. Christine, that is a good point. Like at the end of the day, you're playing on a bad condition. The risk is you could get hurt. I mean, you can get hurt anywhere. The Chiefs players could get hurt playing in their stadium, in Las Vegas or whatever. But there's a higher risk to get hurt when the stadium's practice field conditions are not that good. So, Dad says, hoping to hear some good news about this issue soon. Yeah, they're going to, like I said, noon today, 12 o'clock, about a half an hour. 49ers will be down there and testing it out. Kyle Shanahan, he's going to be testing it out, just checking it out, testing it out. He's going to be dusting it, checking for fingerprints. I don't know about this field. Testing the field, stepping on the field, getting the bounce right, making sure he's good. If you don't like it, next, that's what he's going to do. He's going to move on to the next one. So, Riggs says they should just practice at the same field in different time slots. I mean, again, that's probably the easiest fix. But again, logistically and making sure. Let's say the Chiefs go first and they start and they practice. Now they got to make sure the field's set up for the 49ers, and you got a certain schedule that you have to keep for both teams, right? The Chiefs have to meet the pressers, and they got to go to the media. They got to do their practice. It's Super Bowl week is crazy. Super Bowl week is actually really crazy because it's not just okay, you go practice and go back to your hotel. You got to practice. There's media, cameras in your face. There's people breathing down your neck. So you got to practice. Think about that. After practice, you got all the media stuff. So your timing has to be very specific, and you still need to make sure you're getting enough food in your system. Energy. Make sure you're resting, and make sure you're preparing film studies. It's just a lot in 1 week. Now they should be able to handle it because they're both great teams. But when you change someone's schedule, then it throws everything for a loop. They have certain routes planned, certain, meetings planned here and there. So it's just going to change a lot logistically. So it is what it is. I think the Niners are going to be able to handle this, and hopefully we get some good news. So hopefully they get some good news about this soon. But why can't they practice on the actual field at Allegiant? I mean, they got a practice facility. So also, the Raiders got to set their field out. And I don't know if you guys know about the Raiders stadium. So they actually have this underground grass system. I don't know if it's like an underground system, and they put the grass on the field when it's, an hour or two before the game. Like, it's weird. This whole system where there's like pipes to it and they're naturally growing grass. So for the Vegas team, for the Allegiant Stadium, it's very complex and intricate in how they place the grass on there. So imagine if you have to go practice there and you want them to lay the grass down, you have to get that set up. And it's just, again, the logistics are tough. It's a beautiful stadium. It's an amazing state-of-the-art stadium. But that is also, something that you have to consider because, again, the 49ers have media meetings. They have film study. They got all these things they got to do. Ain't going to wait 2 hours for you to drop the grass on the field so we go practice. What if we got to wake up at 4 a.m.? That screws your whole day up. So it's just logistically, it's a tough situation for the 49ers. But again, I know that they rotate every year, NFC, AFC, who gets the home field. But this year it just seems like a little bit of a disadvantage for the 49ers. Anyways, how else are we feeling? That's the lead story. That is the top of the news. That is what we're talking about today. And, we'll see what happens. They should have some news about this later today. But other than that, the 49ers arrived in Vegas yesterday. And, bro, they looked hyped. Did you see how happy Trent Williams looked? He had the biggest smile on his face. Kyle Shanahan was geeked. He was like, let's go. He had the hat backwards. Man was swagging. Man is hyped out of his mind. I love Kyle Shanahan. That team looked locked. Brock Purdy just looked locked in. He had CMC. He had the wired headphones. You got to love it, man. The humble guy makes millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. And this guy's wearing the wired headphones. They do sound better, though, in my opinion. But you got to love this team. They looked absolutely dialed in. Deebo Samuel, all black. All black. Whoo! Boy, looks like he's ready for a funeral. Yeah, Deebo with the all black Supreme. He looked like he was going to that Eagles game, and we remember that one. Buttercup says, practice at a local park. Yeah, I'm sure that will go well. You know how many people would be out there at the park? Oh, it's the Niners practicing, getting all that content, posting it up. It'll go viral. And then the Chiefs, they're practicing the annexation of Puerto Rico. Oh, they're practicing dog whistle thumbnail part 2, the play. Oh, they're practicing. Whoa, that's a great play. Oh, they're playing Mad Dog Blitz. You can't do that because then it'll get exposed. That's why you have certain facilities where you practice because you can protect it. You can call people off at certain times because the other part of this is you want to make sure your practice is private, right? You want to keep your business so other teams don't get exposure of your practice, right? They don't want to know you're running Mad Dog Blitz, fake punt, Deebo halfback top, halfback pass to wide receiver, boom, end around toss, something like that. We don't want them to know that we're doing the Deebo pass. We don't want them to know that we're doing the flea flicker. We gotta keep our secret secret. So that's a big part of it, right? Chris says there was speculated about George Kittle toe injury. Will that affect him at all? That's a good question. That is something to monitor this week. He said last week that he's okay. It's not a big deal. We don't know. We'll see how practice is this week. Like, that is probably the biggest story in the 49ers injury department to look for. What will, George Kittle look like in practice this week? Will he be a participant? Will he be limited? Will he be, favoring that injury? We'll see. I don't think he's gonna miss the Super Bowl. This is George freaking Kittle. Vengeance. He said he wanted vengeance for this team and all that stuff. And I will be back here. We all remember that whole quote. We remember all. Everybody's posted that video probably at nauseum this week. We get it. George Kittle wanted revenge, and this is not a game he's going to miss. He's not going to sit on the sidelines like, all right, guys, I wish I could play. He's got a toe injury. I'm sure it'll have some type of impact on him through the week, but he said he's going to play. He said he's okay. It's not a big issue. George Kittle's not missing the Super Bowl. Chuck says, we need to win this game. We've been through 2 heartbreaks. Yeah, let's not talk about those. Those heartbreaks were rough, man. They were rough. Absolutely rough. But you're right. Well, they got to win this. You got to win this game. April says, chop off the toe. That's a little gnarly. That's a little might be a little too far. I don't know. That might be a little bit too much to do. Chopping out a toe is not pain. It's not easy. It's very painful. It might be worse off than what he's dealing with right now. I deal with a lot of patients that have amputations. Boy, that does not look fun. DJ says, did I get yeah, he could borrow my toe. Ronnie Lott style. That's crazy. Did I get tickets? I'll be in Vegas. I haven't got my Super Bowl tickets yet. I'm still in the mix, in the works, but we'll be there. Don't worry. Tickets are going down a little bit. We might wait till the last minute. No, I'll be getting those tickets, but I'll be flying out to Vegas tomorrow night, man. Called my mom this morning. She goes, you coming? I said, yeah, make sure there's dinner for me tomorrow. Oh, let's go. So I will be in Vegas tomorrow. I'm excited. Christine says, yeah, Rob says, I know. Ronnie Lott reference. He chopped off that finger. He says, screw it. Chop that finger off. We good. Can you imagine George Kittle chopping off the toe to go play? That might be the most legendary story. If George Kittle chop off the toe, go out there with the fresh amputated toe, sheesh, it would be wild. Christine says, Kittle's one of the players going to put this team on his back along with Juice, Debo, Bosa, Warner, and Greenlaw. Yeah. He's gonna go out there and grind. All these guys that have been in the Super Bowl and they lost, they're gonna have a lot of fire going into this game. And you know what else? Trent Williams. This guy hasn't been in the Super Bowl. You know how hard he's gonna play? He's gonna want to win the Super Bowl. Christian McCaffrey. This guy's never been in a Super Bowl. Those 2 guys, they're hungry. They're gonna go out and devour on Sunday. So, but they're gonna go out and devour this team. But it's not gonna be an easy task. The Chiefs, man, they're a tough team. Yeah, I hope we don't get a heartbreaker. Hopefully we don't get a heartbreaker. I don't know if I could take a 3rd Super Bowl loss, says Penny. I was born in 97. I only know we have 5 Super Bowl and been a fan since 06 and witnessed us lose over and over. Yeah, that's rough. If you're a young Niner fan, you haven't seen a Super Bowl win. You've seen 2 Super Bowl losses, right? I remember winning the Super Bowl. I was young, though. I was 10 years old. So, I mean, it was amazing. And I remember the hype, and it was like, oh, my God, the 49ers were Super Bowl. But the last 2 times we played, and as being an adult, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was just 2 losses. Heartbreak City. Heart ripped out of your chest. My boy 49ers Media says, I haven't seen a championship. All he sees is the highlights on YouTube, or when they play it on NFL Network or something, just the highlights of a Super Bowl championship. And that's unfortunate, right? That's unfortunate. It's a lot of you guys that are younger, haven't seen it. Haven't seen a Super Bowl champion. You've heard the stories. You've heard your parents tell you. You've heard me tell you, maybe some other people tell you about how it was back in the day, but you didn't see it. And it's one of those things where we got to see a Super Bowl. And again, I haven't seen it as an adult. I saw it when I was young, but it's going to hit different when you're an adult, So they'll plant a ton of Chiefs fans. Think there's going to be Super Bowl fans planted? Fake fans just planting them? There probably is. It's Las Vegas. Vegas is wild. I do like how Vegas is looking. I've seen all the videos and stuff. They had the sphere, decked out in Chiefs and Niner helmets. Looked cool. Last night on the Caesar's Palace, the lights, it was like Niners, Chiefs, and then they had Mooney Ward on the side. It's pretty dope, man. Look, Vegas is looking, spectacular. It's a great city, and it's a great city for a big event like this. And I'm happy. It's my home city, man, and I'm happy that they're having an event like this. I bet your business is booming. People are making money. If you're out in Vegas, get that bread, baby. Make your money off this Super Bowl. They're making money off us. Let's make that money off them. So absolutely love to see this. Vegas hosting a Super Bowl. I never thought I'd ever see the day. I remember growing up there going, can you imagine if there's a Super Bowl here? But we didn't really have anything like Allegiant Stadium. There was nothing. It was Thomas and Mack Center. And that was like the big place. Thomas and Mack Center. And then Sam Boyd Stadium. Sam Boyd Stadium, come on. It's great. Maybe they could probably fit like a third of what Allegiant Stadium does. And I could imagine like thinking to myself, oh, yeah, if they hosted a Super Bowl. And I thought, Sam Boyd, nobody want to go to Sam Boyd Stadium. But look at them now. Allegiant Stadium, man. It's freaking amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the news for this morning. We'll be back live a little later. I just wanted to hop on and give an update on the 49ers, the stadium, right, with the Chiefs. They get to go practice in Las Vegas, inside Allegiant Stadium's practice field, indoors. 49ers have to practice at UNLV practice field. And the stadium practice field is not up to standard. We'll see how this goes. I will talk to y'all a little later. We'll be live a little later. But we got so much to talk about. April says, what's the over and under of shots of Miss Swift in the box? You know, oh, my God. They're going to show her so many times. If the Chiefs are doing good, they're going to pan to Taylor Swift every opportunity they have. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And I already know. The story is going to be, and it's heavy Taylor. Last night, she won the Grammys. She's going to Japan to perform, and then she's going to fly back and be there at the Super Bowl. Like, that story for the media, it's captivating them. The people, the Swifties want this. If she wins, they're going to like, oh, my God, what a week for Taylor. Grammy Award winner, travel to Japan, travel back to see her man win a bowl, and then he's going to propose, and then she got a ring just like Kelsey. Oh, my God, what a week. Listen, I can't have that happen. I already know the script. There's 2 scripts. That's the Chiefs version. I can't see that happen. I will vomit every time too, April. And you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll be back live a little later. Hope you guys have a good one. It's Super Bowl week. Bang, bang. Nana gang.